Yeah, so good evening all. Today on 2nd November 2023, we are continuing our group discussion, and today's topic of discussion on the platform of Sambodhi Career Academy, Thane West, Mumbai region is Space Missions of India and Chandrayaan 3. Okay, so for this topic, our very potential student of Sambodhi Career Academy and future IAS officer from Sambodhi Career Academy, Rimple Moleshwari is here from Kandivali, and she joined our institution immediately after finishing her 12th standard examination, and just now she has completed her graduation and her almost 3 years preparation at Sambodhi Career Academy, and she is very potential candidate like other candidates also. Okay, so I have put this space topic, and she is now well prepared for that. Also for the same topic, and since this is a factual space programs, and specifically the recent Chandrayaan and the earlier Chandrayaan. Okay, so Rimple, I welcome you once again, and over to you, Rimple, and rest of the students. My appeal to all of you that you also share your knowledge about the very important topic for the healthy discussion. Okay, yeah. So Rimple, start your presentation. Yeah, Rimple, you can start.
Yes, sir. So, good evening, sir, and hi to all my friends. So, sir, thank you so much for keeping such discussion sessions. It is very much important for us, and it is very much helpful for us. So, thank you for that. So, today's my topic of discussion is Chandrayaan 3 and other space missions. So, first we'll see about basic information about Chandrayaan 3. So Chandrayaan 3 has made history by becoming the first mission to soft land on the lunar South Pole, a region that has never been explored before. India now joins the United States, Russia, and China as one of the few countries to successfully land on the moon. India is the first one to land on moon's South Pole. The mission took off from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota on July 14, 2023, and it ended on 23rd August 2023. So this mission consists of indigenous lander module Vikram, which is named after Vikram Sarabhai, the one who founded ISRO in 1969, propulsion module, and a rover Pragyan. Pragyan means wisdom in Sanskrit, with an objective of developing and demonstrating new technologies required for interplanetary missions. Now, if we don't know propulsion module, then propulsion module is something which helps, like we have in Earth's orbit, there is a perigee point and an apogee point. When in the perigee point, it is when the spacecraft is closest to the Earth's orbit, it is perigee point, and when it is when the orbit is farthest point, it is apogee point. So when the spacecraft is moving in the Earth's orbit, when It is an apogee point. The scientists in the space center, they start the propulsion module so that that uh, that spacecraft goes from one orbit to the another orbit. So that is the work of propulsion module. And the reason this push is done at the farthest point, that is apogee, is because the velocity of any satellite or any spacecraft in the orbit is higher when it is near to the planet, and it slows down when it moves away. Uh, so, when it gets to the Lagrange point after moving to the Earth's orbit, then it reverses down to moon's orbit, and then we reach to the moon. So that is the work of propulsion module, and the work of the lander module is obviously to land, and rover surrounds sorry, takes round around the on the earth on the moon's surface and collects all images and information about it. So that is rover. Next comes objectives of the Chandrayaan-3 mission. So it was obviously safe and soft landing on lunar surface, to demonstrate rover roving on the moon, and to conduct in situ scientific experiments. Next is timeline, which is the LVM-3 M4 launcher has been successfully utilized to launch Chandrayaan-3. Around 16 minutes after the LVM-3 lifted off, the spacecraft separated from the rocket. It entered into an elliptical parking orbit, that is EPO. Chandrayaan-3's journey is estimated to take approximately 42 days, with a landing scheduled from July 14, 2023 to August 23, 2010 at the lunar dawn. The lander and the rover will have a mission life of 1 lunar day, that is about 14 Earth days, as they work on solar energy. The features are the 6 payloads of Vikram lander and rover Pragyan are same as the Chandrayaan-2 mission. See, here there are the payloads which are used. So lander payloads are Rambha, the Chaste, and the Ilsa, which is and the rover modular alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, the laser-induced breakdown spectrometer, and the very important shape which is new, that is spectropolarimetry of habitable planet Earth, which is an experimental payload to study the spectropolarimetric signatures of the habitable planet Earth in the nearest infrared wavelength range. And the work of the aim of the shape is to search for smaller planets with potential habitability by analyzing reflected light. The scientific payloads of the lander aim to study various aspects of lunar environment. These payloads include studying lunar quakes, thermal properties of the lunar surface, changes in plasma near the surface, and accurately measuring the distance between Earth and the Moon. So the propulsion module of Chandrayaan-3 features a new experiment, which is written there, that is called spectropolarimetry of habitable planet Earth. So now we see that what is GSLV Mk3. That it is a geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle, Mark III, was developed by India itself by ISRO. It is a 3-stage vehicle designed to launch communication satellites into geostationary orbit. It has a mass of 640 tons that can accommodate up to 8,000 kg payload to below Earth's orbit and 4,000 kg payload to geosynchronous transfer orbit. Next is, we already know that Chandrayaan-2 was a failure as it couldn't land on moon. It cannot have a soft landing on the moon. It crashed. So what were the changes or improvements made for success of Chandrayaan-3? So the landing area has been expanded in this, providing flexibility to land into a larger designated area. The lander has been equipped with more fuel to enable longer distance travel. Obviously, we should reach from Earth to Moon, so that much fuel is needed. So it was increased. Then the Chandrayaan-3 lander has solar panels of 4 sides instead of 2 in Chandrayaan-2. High-resolution images from Chandrayaan-2 orbiter are used to determine the landing location, and physical modifications have been made to enhance stability and sturdiness. Additional navigational and guidance instruments are on board Chandrayaan-3 to continuously monitor the lander's speed and make the necessary corrections. This includes an instrument called laser Doppler velocimeter. This is very important, just remember it, that laser Doppler velocimeter, which will fire laser beams to the lunar surface to calculate the lander's speed. Now, what was the information gathered? Like when we went there, then what was the information which we actually got from there? So it is that molecules of the water are present on the moon, though it was already been explored by Chandrayaan-1. But now we have more accurate data to date of existence of H2O molecules on the moon. Then there is we also study about presence of minor elements from the from a payload, which I actually forgot now, which is written in the earlier slide. But yes, so presence of minor elements through remote sensing. The elements chromium, manganese, and sodium have all been discovered for the first time. The discovery may open up new avenues for research into planetary differentiation, nebular conditions, and lunar magnetic evolution. And also, we also got the information about solar flares. The first widespread observation and of microflares in the active area, according to ISRO, has enormous consequences on the understanding of the mechanism driving heating of the solar corona. A long-standing answered question. Exploration of the areas that are always in shadow, as well as the craters and boulders that are hidden beneath the regolith, the loose deposits that make up the top surface and extends down to the depth of 3 to 4 meters. This should enable scientists to pinpoint potential locations for future drilling and landing operations, including those involving people. So now interactions after landing. So that means that what we did after landing there and everything. But what happened in the space? That so the Pragyan rover will move around the landing site within the radius of 500 meters, conducting experiments and sending data and images to the lander. Then the Vikram lander will relay the data and images to the orbiter, which was actually used it was already this orbiter was already used in Chandrayaan-2. The same orbiter is used in Chandrayaan-3 too, which will then transmit the data and images to the Earth. Then lander and rover modules are collectively equipped with advanced scientific payloads. We already know that. Then these instruments are designed to conduct comprehensive investigations into diverse facets of lunar characteristics, encompassing terrain analysis, mineralogical composition, surface chemistry, atmospheric attributes, and crucially, the exploration of water and potential resource reservoirs. So the propulsion module that carried the lander and rover configuration till 100-kilometer lunar orbit also had a spectropolarimetry of the shape payload to study the spectral and polarimetry measurements of Earth from the lunar orbit. So basically, the lander and the lander and rover, they gave information to propulsion module, which was revolving around the moon, continuously revolving around the moon. So that from there the information was given to the Earth. Also, the propulsion module of Chandrayaan-2 is also revolving around the moon. Still, it is revolving around the moon, And it was expected that if uh, propulsion module of Chandrayaan 3 breaks down or something happens to it, we can also use the propulsion module of Chandrayaan 2. So the challenges of landing were to the South Pole were the challenges are primarily due to the difficult terrain, extreme temperatures, and areas of permanent shadow. Unlike previous spacecraft that landed near the lunar equator, the South Pole presents the greater difficulties with its rugged landscape, extreme cold, and regions that never receive sunlight. So the reasons to explore South Pole was first it has water resources. Uh, Confirming the presence of water is crucial for planning future human missions and utilizing lunar resources. Then scientific discoveries, the harsh environment and the existence of permanently shadowed areas offer a unique window into the moon's history and the Earth's solar system. Studying this region can provide valuable insights into the origins and evolution of celestial bodies. Clues to Earth's history, the moon is thought to have formed from the debris of massive impact between a Mars-sized object and early Earth. Exploring the lunar South Pole can shed light on the materials and conditions that existed during the critical event. Then global collaboration, which we already did that ISRO took help of NASA and ESA uh, for its space station. So, so that is global collaboration. Also, we are going to have a partnership of Indo-Japan LUPEX mission to explore the South Pole further. It is uh, planned, I guess, in 2024, most probably. Then technological advancements under the mission to the lunar South Pole allows ISRO to develop and showcase innovative technologies. This includes advancements in soft landing techniques, navigation systems, resource utilization, and long duration operations that can have broad application in the future space mission. Now, why was lunar South Pole chosen for exploration? This is the video, but when I'll send you the PPT, you can watch it. Although the why was it chosen? Because the shadow covered portion of the lunar surface or at the South Pole is significantly bigger than at the North Pole, which makes it particularly interesting. As we know that uh, from Earth we can only see uh, one section of the moon. So the South Pole is always in a dark position and never receives a sunlight. So that's why that place has much different much different kind of chemicals and materials present there. So because it has huge craters in the South Pole, so that's why we had to do it. The moon's surface contains various rare elements. Therefore, if any nation and analyze the lunar soil or rock composition, it can determine if any of these elements are present in a manner similar to what's found on Earth. Suppose we do it discovers unfamiliar elements on the moon. In that case, the next step would involve bringing samples back to Earth and studying them to recreate them artificially or searching for substances on Earth that closely resembles those elements. Then the next step will be that we will first do all the research work, and then first we will use in our mostly in our military advancement, as having a strong military is having a strong nation, is having a strong upper hand in our nation. So first we'll do that, and then after after all we do in India, then after some time slowly will have those elements in the economic markets, like in for the world, and then we can also we can have a uh, we can have advancement in economic sector too. So that is also a one point. Then, so here it is written that there might be chance that region nearby that are always in the darkest contains water. As I already told you that South Pole is always in the darker side, and it has huge craters which has lots of chemicals or materials inside it. So the fossil record of early solar system can also be found in coal trap craters near the South Pole. The craters found at the southern pole are likewise of great interest to scientific think the mysterious fossil records of the Earth's planetary system may be present in these coal traps. Now, we do have to write these answers uh, for UPSC. So I segregated in it as a history, geography, politics, economics. So the history goes like what were the other space missions. So the history is first is Aryabhatta. Matlab, very first actually we should start with Vikram Sarabhai uh, launched like formed ISRO, which is which was known as IncoSpar in 1969. So that was the first thing. And then Aryabhatta, this is the first satellite. The Aryabhatta satellite was the first Indian satellite. It was completely manufactured, designed, and assembled in India, weighing over 360 kilograms. The satellite was launched on April 1975 by a Soviet Cosmos 3M rocket from Volgograd launch station in Russia. Then there is also INS, that sorry IRS, that is remote system, but both were there. One is INSAT and one is IRS. I have not written about IRS, but you do read about it. So the INSAT is INSAT was launched in 1983. The INSAT series brought a revolution in the telecommunication sector of India. With 9 operational communication satellites in geostationary orbit, the Indian National Satellite System is one of the largest domestic communication satellite systems in the Asia Pacific area. The INSAT system has over 200 correspondents and provides television transmission, satellite news gathering, social applications, weather forecasting, catastrophe warning, and search and rescue activities. Then comes GSAT series. There are 18 GSAT satellites which are still operational. They are the communication satellites constructed in India by ISRO. These satellites are mainly utilized for digital audio, data, and video transmission. Then comes our Chandrayaan-1. It was the first mission to the moon launched by ISRO successfully on October 22, 2008, and was operational until August 2009. The mission included a lunar orbiter and an impactor. The mission turned out to be one of the biggest scientific breakthroughs as the craft detected the presence of water molecules on the lunar surface. It was through Chandrayaan-1 that the world got to know about water on the moon. And also the image is very much about the detail of it. You can see it afterwards. Then comes Mangalyaan, that is Mars orbital mission, which is popularly known as MOM. India became the first nation to reach the red planet Mars on its first try. It was also the nation's first interplanetary mission. Chandrayaan and all are lunar missions. This is Mangalyaan, and in future there will also be Shukrayaan, that is Venus orbiter mission. These will be the interplanetary. So Mangalyaan was launched on November 5, 2013 by PSLV C-25 rocket from Sriharikota with this, ISRO became the fourth space agency to successfully launch a spacecraft into orbit and around Mars. Despite having a mission duration of 6 months, Mars orbiter mission has been in orbit for 7 years as of September 2021. Next is AstroSat. AstroSat is the first dedicated Indian astronomy satellite mission launched by ISRO on 28 September 2015, which enabled multi-wavelength observation of the celestial bodies and cosmic sources in X-ray and UV spectral bands simultaneously. It was in the sun's orbit for 7 years. Next is Chandrayaan-2. Chandrayaan-2 was launched from the second launch pad at Satish Dhawan Space Center on 22nd July 2019 to the moon by LVM-3, previously known as GSLV Mk3. It consists of a lunar orbiter, lander, and rover, all developed in India. The lander crashed onto moon's surface due to loss of control caused by a software glitch during the final phase of its descent. Next is Chandrayaan-3, which we already discussed a lot about it, but just for chronology, I also mentioned it over here, that Chandrayaan-3 was launched from the Satish Dhawan Space Center. The main scientific objective to map was location and abundance of lunar water. It is without orbiter. Chandrayaan-2, it is written, Chandrayaan-2 orbiter helped Chandrayaan-3. And it was successfully landed on 23rd August 2023. Next is Aditya L1. Aditya L1 is the first space-based Indian mission to study the sun. The spacecraft shall be placed in halo orbit around the Lagrange point 1 of the Sun-Earth system, which is about 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth. Observing the sun's corona emissions, solar flares, and coronal mass ejections are the primary focus areas of Aditya L1. So Aditya L1 was named after, like Aditya means sun, and L1 means Lagrange point 1. If we don't know about Lagrange point 1, Lagrange point, then that's when Lagrange point is the point where the gravitational pull of two large masses is precisely equal, or where there is no gravitational pull of either Earth or either Moon or anything. That is the Lagrange point. Like when I explained about the apogee and perigee about propulsion module, then at the propulsion module, when the spacecraft revolves around the last orbit of the Earth, then after that it enters the orbit of Moon. So between that, when the point when they interchange, that is the Lagrange point. So Earth has, we can see in the diagram that Earth has 5 Lagrange points. So from that L1 Lagrange point 1 is chosen, as it is only 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth. Others are far from that. So that's why Lagrange point 1, and that's why it is named as Aditya L1. So ISRO's future missions are Chandrayaan-4, navigating the path of lunar evolution. Then XPOSAT, that is X-ray polarimeter satellite. It is India's first dedicated polarimetry mission to study various dynamics of bright astronomical X-ray sources in extreme conditions. Then NISAR is the other satellite. It is a low Earth orbit observatory being jointly developed by NASA and ISRO. Then Gaganyaan-1, which will be the first human mission, which will send humans to space and return them safely to the Earth. This mission will consist of 2 unnamed flights and 1 manned flight using the GSLV Mk3 launch vehicle and a human-rated orbital module. The manned flight will carry 3 astronauts, including women, for up to 7 days in low Earth orbit. Then there is Chukrayan, which I already told that it is a Venus orbital mission. Um, it is expected to study Venus's geological and volcanic activity, emissions on the ground, wind speed, cloud cover, and other planetary characteristics. Then there is Gaganyaan 2. Then Astrosat 2. Astrosat we already discussed, which was in 2015. Uh, it is also this is the Astrosat 2. Then Mars Orbital Mission 2, Gaganyaan 2, and the LUPEX mission, which is Polar Exploration Mission, a collaborative effort between ISRO and JAXA, that from Japan, is poised to explore the moon's polar region. It will be specifically designated to venture into permanent shaded areas, investigating the presence of water and assessing the potential for a sustainable long-term station and among LUPEX objectives. So the next we go is to geography, which is actually we know basic about it. That is, it is from Satish Dhawan Center and everything. It is from Sriharikota, but little bit if we know about in detail for our UPSC prelims, then this should be the information that ISRO is India's space agency founded in 1969 to help develop an indigenous Indian space program. It is one of the 6 largest space agencies in the world today. ISRO maintains one of the biggest flights of remote sensing. See, I told IRS also that there is also IRS, that is remote sensing and INSAT. So do read about IRS too, and communication satellites, catering to the needs of the nation through a network of centers, offices, and research institutes in different parts of the country. ISRO functions in the following areas, that is broadcasting, weather forecasting, disaster management, geographic information system, navigation, cartography, that is maps, then telemedicine, distance education, satellites, etc. The Secretary of DOS and ISRO headquarters are located at Antariksh Bhavan in Bangalore. ISRO was previously the Indian National Committee for Space Research, set up by Government of India in 1962. As envisioned by Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, ISRO was formed on August 1969 and superseded INCOSPAR with an expanded role to harness space technology. So these are some key milestones of ISRO, which will help you maybe afterwards. You can just go through it once. Then there is Satish Dhawan Space Center. So it's named in the memory of Professor Satish Dhawan, former chairman of ISRO. The current chairman of ISRO is S. Somanath, and the previous chairman of ISRO was Dr. K. Sivan. So the Professor Satish Dhawan, he was credited for setting up the first supersonic wind tunnel in India at IISC, which is in Bangalore. He also pioneered research or relaminarization of separated boundary layers flows, 3-dimensional boundary layers, and trisonic layers. So SDSC Shar is located in Sriharikota, a spindle-shaped barrier island on the east coast of Andhra Pradesh. Now we see about Sriharikota. Where is the location? So Sriharikota is partly located in Sulurpeta Mandal and partly located in the Tada Mandal in Tirupati district in Andhra Pradesh. The island separates Pulicat Lake from the Bay of Bengal. Remember this, Pulicat Lake from the Bay of Bengal. The island is located in Sri Amarijivi, Koti Sri Ramalu, Nellore district in Andhra Pradesh. So why was this Sriharikota chosen? Sriharikota's location near the equator provides a natural advantage for launching satellites into various orbits. The location speed of Earth is highest at the equator, which allows rockets to gain additional velocity when launched from the region. So why Chandrayaan 3 was launched from here? One, it is on the east coast, which facilitates the launching of rockets in the easterly direction to its proximity to the equator. By launching a rocket eastward, one can take advantage of Earth's rotation. So Sriharikota is famous for Satellite Control Center of India. There is nothing else in Sriharikota. It is only famous for the Satellite Control Center of India. And its nearest city is Solorpeta, which is 20 kilometers away from the island. Next is economics, which I already told about that. First, we'll take for military advances, and then we'll sell those particles we found from the moon to other commercial markets, which will also build international relations. So back in 2020, ISRO chairman K. Sivan stated that the total cost of Chandrayaan 3 was 615 crores, which includes 250 crores of propulsion and an additional 365 crores of launch expenses. For comparison, Chandrayaan 2 carried a hefty price tag of rupees 978 crores. So the acclaim garnered from Chandrayaan 3 success can lead to collaboration with international space agencies, research institutions, and corporations. This not only injects capital into the economy, but also provides avenues for technology transfer and knowledge exchange, enriching the domestic ecosystem. So in future of ISRO, several potential and challenges emerge. Potentials are some that global market share of ISRO aims to secure a significant 9% share of the global space market by 2030, indicating its ambition for international prominence. Then economic growth, with forecasts suggest that India's space economy could expand to an impressive $100 billion by 2040, exceeding the initially projected $40 million figure. International collaboration. The success of endeavors like Chandrayaan 3 opens doors for enhanced international cooperation and partnerships with various countries, which we are actually doing that with Japan, as I told that about LUPEC mission. And now also that NASA and ESA collaborated for the mission, for this mission, as they have the space station. Then challenges are the budget constraints. Recent trends underscore financial limitations, with budget allocations declining. In the fiscal year 2023 to 24, ISRO received 12,544 crores, and 8% decrease from the preceding year. Manpower issues, that is, ISRO's workforce has remained largely static for years, and there's a concerning decline in students pursuing advanced space studies, potentially leading to a shortage of skilled personnel. And the global ranking, that despite impressive accomplishments, India's global space ranking is relatively modest, being among the top 15 nations with satellites in orbit and commanding just 2% of the overall global space economy. So the potentials are global market share, economic growth, and international collaboration. Challenges were the budget constraints, manpower issues, and global ranking. Then the politics, there is no such politics in this, but one thing happened about BJP and Congress when moon landed, that is, as after the Chandrayaan received perfect touchdown on the lunar south pole, a war of words broke out between BJP and the Congress over taking political credit for the moon mission. BJP chief JP Nadda congratulated the scientists and thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge too congratulated the scientists of the mission and hailed Jawaharlal Nehru, saying ISRO's accomplishments were a testament to India's first Prime Minister. Then Congress General Secretary K.C. Venugopal accused the ruling BJP of taking the entire credit for the mission without supporting the scientists at the Indian Space Research Organization. It means it was a day of scientists that day because scientists made all the efforts, they did everything, and it was their success to be celebrated. But instead, uh, Prime Minister and BJP took all the credit. So that was the problem. And hitting back, BJP leader Nalin Kohli said that the Congress was stuck in the past for crediting Nehru. But Nehru set up the Indian National Committee for Space Research in Kospar in 1962 under Vikram Sarabhai and rocket launching facility at Sumba. In 1969, Kospar became ISRO. So that's why Congress congratulated Jawaharlal Nehru for it, but it made an issue out of it, which we'll be discussing like in our discussion session. You can give your perspective about this topic. Then the international relations. It is about this is a video about Luna 25 of Russia and NASA and ESA. NASA is a US-based space station, and ESA is the European-based space station, which actually they helped us with this. So this is about international relations. You can watch it in the video, whatever happened, how they helped and everything. But the basic information is this only. And Luna 25 was launched by Russia, but it couldn't with the same motive of landing on the south pole of the moon, but it was difficult or it couldn't happen because it couldn't land like 12 hours or something were left and it crashed down. So that was a failure. So this is the video which is actually basically whatever I said. It is about that only, basic information. Like you can see this also. So the PYQs, like previous year, whatever questions came, I gave it in this PPT. So what is the answer of this? Can you tell us, someone? That the Mangalyaan launched by ISRO. First, it is also called the Mars Orbiter mission. Second, made India the second country to have a spacecraft orbit the Mars after USA. And the third is made India the only country to be successful in making a spacecraft orbit Mars in its very first attempt. What is the answer? Like option A, B, C, or D? Anyone? Yeah, as Amisha said it correctly, that the answer is C. 1 and 3, those are the correct answers. So next is these two questions. That this is the India's achievements in the field of space science and technology, which you already said it before, and how the application of this technology helps India in its socio-economic development. So this one will have a second thought about it, but first it is, what is the India's plan to have its own space station and how will it benefit our space program? So the answer to it may be that India is actually going to is planning its it's planning its space station when it is going to announce the first manned mission Gaganyaan. Um, so the Indian space station will be a small module and it will give used to conduct microgravity experiments. So that's why it is going to uh, launch its first space station for the Gaganyaan space mission. And the benefits are will be that experiments on microgravity will yield India useful insights on how the human body would act in outer space. This will be useful to conduct future manned space missions. India as leader of space, the space station will further augment its place and help India garner more revenue through commercial activities and collaborate with other leaders to devise novel technologies of the future. Like NASA and ESA are earning from India right now uh, from lending their space stations to us. Uh, that way, even if we have our own space station, we can also earn from other countries too. So it will enhance our economic uh, and commercial prospects. Uh, and India would be developing various technologies like FedEx to implement the program. This will give impetus to innovation and research. So these are the benefits of the space program. But can anyone answer that how the application of this technology um, help India in its socio-economic development? Can anyone please answer?
Questions? दीजिए सब लोगों को. Yeah, anybody?
Okay, take 5 minutes. You should think about it. But I really need this answer.
So, yes, anybody who is having answer to very simple question. Discuss India's achievements in the field of space and science technology and how the application of this technology helped India in its socio-economic development. So, question is very simple. I think
I
I'm
actually gave the
expecting.
answer. When I was explaining, I already
Yes,
gave
yes, yes.
answer for this.
The question is in past tense, right?
Yes.
So it is not about the future. It is mentioned that how the application of this technology helped India in its socio-economic development. So yes, I'm expecting answer from at least a few of the students who have already attended sessions at Sambodhi related to science and technology in the past. Anyway, yeah, Dimple, done. Dimple,
Yes,
is it
yes,
over?
sir. Just concluding that thank you everyone for listening to my presentation. And I hope everyone liked it. I hope everyone understood what I was saying, though I was not very clear with what I was saying. But still, I hope everyone understood what I wanted to say. And I will be sharing this PPT with Sir, and he will share it with you. So you can actually read it once more, which will have a clear understanding for you. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sir. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, so first of all, thanks to Rimple for taking these efforts. Okay, so it is as good as a lecture. Okay, good lecture. You have made your best try for this presentation. And what was my expectation through this group discussion is evolution of your personalities. Okay, so all students, what I am expecting that every student should gain such kind of confidence for presentation. And then gathering of the material, that is also very important thing. And you are from non-science background, but you have chosen this science related topic, right? So that is again, and you have studied so many things at Sambodhi since last 3 years. So that is also a very contributing factor. And the most important thing is that whatever UPSC expecting, right? Like, what is my satisfaction that you have divided this topic with specific dimensions. So you have mentioned historical dimensions. So that is, and we have already mentioned space missions of past space missions of India and the Chandrayaan. Okay, so you have discussed that historical dimension, then geographical dimension, political dimension, and economic dimension, and the international relations. So that is very important thing, which I feel the best part of this presentation, right? There are certain technical things which I am not expecting more explanation from student side, but you have tried your best. Okay, so that is the most important thing which I like. And earlier students also, they tried their best for the nice presentation. Okay, so yeah, best wishes. And now tell your father that he should not worry about your preparation of UPSC. Okay, तो उनको भी बता देना कि सर ने कहा है कि प्रेजेंटेशन अच्छा हुआ और तुम्हारा अप्रोच अच्छा लगा मुझे। इसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट जो है, अप्रोच हमारा अच्छा होना चाहिए। जो हम बार बार बताते हैं कि हमारा अप्रोच अच्छा होना चाहिए, तो वो अप्रोच डेवलप हो गया है। ओके, तो अभी घोड़ा मैदान दूर नहीं है हमारा, तो दिल्ली तो हमें बिल्कुल जीतनी ही है, मसूरी में जाना ही है, राइट? यही अप्रोच रख। कुछ बातें होती है छोटी मोटी, लेकिन हमें मोटी मोटी बातों को देखना कुछ ठीक है। बट आई एम हैप्पी विद दिस प्रेजेंटेशन and the multi-dimensional approach which you adopted. Okay, now the presentation or this group discussion is open to rest of the students. If you want to add something to this presentation of Rimple, so you can add. If you have any query related to this, थोड़ा सा इनिशियली थोड़ा सा फास्ट हुआ था और टेक्निकल है तो ठीक है, लेकिन अगर किसी को कुछ इसमें एक्सप्लेन करना है, वैल्यूडेशन करना है, so group discussion is open to all of you. Yeah, all the students. And please on your videos also. And my appeal to rest of the students to send me your topic, okay, in the near future. Like in next week, we are having session by Utkarsha on international relations. So likewise, rest of the students, I am expecting from rest of the students, those who want to participate in group discussion, ओके, फॉर प्रेजेंटेशन। ओके, तो उन्होंने मुझे टॉपिक जो है अभी भेजो ये हफ्ते में, तो हम उसको शेड्यूल करेंगे सो दैट इन एडवांस एवरीबडी शुड नो कि व्हाट वुड बी द टॉपिक इन द 1 month. ओके, एवरी मंथ में, एवरी वीक में कौन सा रहेगा, राइट? सो आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग द सेम फ्रॉम ओल्ड स्टूडेंट्स एंड द न्यू स्टूडेंट्स ऑल्सो, दोज हु आर हैविंग अथॉरिटी ऑन डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स। ओके, तो वो भी मुझे आप दे देना। या ऑन करा, व्हिडिओज ऑन करा जरा, विचारा काही क्वेश्चन्स, व्हॅल्युडेशन असेल तर व्हॅल्युडेशन करू शकता तुम्ही, आणि काही विचारायचं असेल तर विचारू शकता। आहे का सगळेजण? आहेत? येस, काही तुम्हाला व्हॅल्युडेशन करायचं असेल याच्यामध्ये तर व्हॅल्युडेशन करू शकता। तिने बरीच मेहनत घेतली आहे, तुम्ही बघितलं असेल, भरपूर तिने चांगलं करण्याचा प्रयत्न केला, आणि हा खूप महत्वाचा पार्ट असतो की आपल्या स्टुडंट्स जे चांगल्या पद्धतीने, कारण आपला उद्देश तोच आहे की आपले, कारण तुम्ही लर्निंग फेज मध्ये आहात, ओके, तर सगळ्याच गोष्टी एक अपेक्षित नाही केल्या जात, पण एक चांगलं हे देणं हे खूप महत्वाची गोष्ट आहे, आणि याच्यातूनच आपले चांगले रिझल्ट येतील हे 100% खरं आहे। कारण हा जो तुम्हाला प्रेझेंटेशनचा जो पार्ट आहे ना, इट विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू टू फेस इंटरव्यूज। ओके, अभी अगर रिम्पल को क्वेश्चन आ गया स्पेस मिशन पे, तो रिम्पल तो उसको क्रैक कर देंगी। ओके, इफ somebody asks Palestine Israel issue to Reni, so Reni will definitely give the best answer. Okay, अगर यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड पूछा किसी को आदित्य ने, तो आदित्य तो उसको तोड़ देंगे, राइट? So that is the outcome of these discussion. Okay, so my my aim is to make you very comfortable, okay, with respect to interview also. So this is another way of preparing for interview stage, right? आणि हे तुम्हाला एनकरेजमेंट आणि तुमचं कॉन्फिडन्स लेवल वाढणं ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी खूप महत्वाच्या आहेत. ओके, अँड आय एम एक्सपेक्टिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ प्रेझेंटेशन फ्रॉम द रेस्ट ऑफ द स्टुडंट्स. फक्त एक मी ऍड करेल इथे, एक थोडस मला जे याच्यामध्ये वाटलं की समहाऊ just don't read whatever you have presenting. Instead of reading, try to explain the things, describe the things. कधी कधी थोडंसं रीडिंग होतं ते. सो इन्स्टेड ऑफ रीडिंग यू नीड टू डिस्क्राईब द थिंग्स. ओके, म्हणजे ते नुसता रीडिंग नको व्हायला. काही ठिकाणी थोडंसं रीडिंग झाल्यासारखं होतं, त्या एक्सप्लेन करता आल्या पाहिजे थोड्याशा. तेवढ्या एक इथून पुढचे जे प्रेझेंटेशन करणारे असतील त्यांनी थोडं लक्षात ठेवावं. अदरवाईज यू आर टेकिंग एफर्ट्स. या कोणाला काही बोलायचं आहे? साक्षी, एनी क्वेश्चन और एनी कमेंट और एनी व्हॅल्यू एडिशन? येस, साक्षी. Sakshi Pradamma.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Okay, thinking about Chandrayaan 4. Okay, Rini, Umang.
Sir, it's a technical topic, so coming up with something like debating over it is something very difficult. I'll have to think about it.
No, this is technical topic, and we need to consider this topic.
Yes, like
technical point
she
of
has
view
covered most of the things.
Rest of the things are like that. The political discussion is not expected in this topic, right? So this is technical subject. So that achievements, earlier space missions, because we have reached to this point because of our earlier failures. म्हणजे जसं तुम्ही युपीएससी तिसऱ्या अटेम्प्ट मध्ये चौथ्या अटेम्प्ट मध्ये पास का होता? कारण तुम्ही आधीचे अटेम्प्ट फेल झालेले असता म्हणून. जवळपास असंच असतं ते, है ना. सो फेल्युअर टू सक्सेस, दिस इज अ प्रोसेस. ओके, सो Chandrayaan 3 it is a process started way back after independence, and then so directly we haven't achieved all this success, no. So last point she already covered the viewpoints of the parties, so that is another thing. But multidimensionals she has covered, that is good thing which I like. Okay, value addition, if somebody knowing more. या वैद्यनाथ, तुला काही माहिती आहे याच्यावरती? सर्वेश, डॉक्टर सर्वेश, पुरुषोत्तम, श्रावणी, सायली, वैष्णवी 1-2, हर्षदा.
हॅलो सर.
हा, यस.
हॅलो सर, ते हेच की म्हणजे थोडं हेच की आपलं गगनयानचं जे मेन्शन केलेलं होतं पॉवर पॉइंट मध्ये, तेच आता रिसेंटली खरं त्याची एक आपलं सेफ्टी टेस्ट एक्सपेरिमेंट केलेली, आणि जी आता सक्सेसफुल झाली आहे. सो वी आर ऑल सेट टू लॉन्च दॅट मिशन इन 2024.
Okay, good. Okay, Gaganyaan. Yeah, and the Aditya 1 is also important with respect to your examination. Aditya 1, that is important. So with respect to examination also, she discussed so many things. So Rimpal, you share your presentation. I will share with the students, because that will ultimately help to study this topic. इसमें जो भी है वो पूरा काम का ही है, right? ये पूरा का पूरा ऑल इंक्लूसिव एक ये भी कर लिया तो उसमें से क्वेश्चंस कवर हो जाएंगे विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू प्री ईयर मेंस के हिसाब से.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, एंड इफ समबडी वांट एडिशन तो आप उसमें एडिशन कर सकते हो. ओके, चला, तर काही क्वेश्चन जर नसतील तर वी आर गोइंग टू स्टॉप दिस टुडेज ग्रुप डिस्कशन. लता, पायल, भाग्यश्री, आर्यन, कुणाल, प्रीति, एनी पॉइंट? राहुल? नो. चलो, ठीक है. सो
And sir, that apogee point, perigee point, or the Lagrange point, which I actually just explained, which is not in the presentation. So it is actually in those videos which I have posted in there. So
Okay.
that people will get from it. If they don't know the basic, they are the technical terms just. So
Right.
it is not in the PPT, but it is there in those videos. So if they don't
Okay,
understand,
okay,
it is there. So thank you.
okay. Yeah.
हॅलो
So,
सर.
yeah. हा.
हॅलो सर, एक अजून एक फक्त एक ऍडिशन करायचं होतं. तर जसं पॉवर पॉईंट मध्ये हे सांगण्यात आलेलं आहे इस्रोचं हिस्ट्री मध्ये की सायंटिस्ट म्हणजे फादर ऑफ द स्पेस मिशन विक्रम साराभाई आणि सतीश धवन. तसं एक अजून एक बघत ना सायंटिस्ट कडे वर्थ मेन्शनिंग आहे नंबी नारायण. खरं नंबी नारायण मुळेच खरं आपण जे एवढे मिशन जे लॉन्च करतो, जर ते त्यांचं स्कॅन्डल सर त्यावेळी नसतं ते अडकले असते, त्यांना अडकवलं नसतं गेलं असतं तर इंडिया कदाचित त्याच वेळी आपण अमेरिकेच्या पुढे गेलो असतो. पण ठीक आहे, आता आपण बोलतात ना फायनली वी हॅव कम आउट ऑफ इट अँड वी आर क्रिएटिंग मोर अचिव्हमेंट्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्पेस टेक्नॉलॉजी.
Okay, Nambi Narayan, right? Sarvesh.
येस सर.
Okay, so he was associated with ISRO.
Sir, he was the pioneer of making these cryogenic fuel rockets, the kind which are used for the rocket launch.
Okay, okay. Vishaka is saying that movie पण आहे त्यावर म्हणून. विशाखाला मूवीचं बरं समजला.
Yes, sir. Rocketry is the movie about
Yes,
that.
sir, rocketry है movie.
The Nambi effect.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can add. You just see and you just see the authenticity, and you can add that point also. Yeah, Rimple. Okay. So yeah. So thank you for today's this discussion, and I'm expecting upcoming presentations. Yes. So upcoming presentations from rest of the students, and all of you send me topics in advance. Those who want to make such kind of presentations, so we can make a plan of next 2 months in the November and the December. So in fact, during Diwali period also, we can have this group discussion session, right? So एक date fix करके हम करेंगे. So rest of the students they send me topics, and accordingly I will make a schedule, and till December end we shall have those rest of the 7 to 8 topics. Okay. After that, for June, January, February we shall have different topics. So the ज्यांना या 2 महिन्यात या 1 महिन्यात म्हणजे पुढचे करायचे आहे त्यांनी मला टॉपिक्स पाठवून ठेवा 2-3 दिवसात, so that I can make a sequence and accordingly we can manage the show. Okay, chalo. Thank you very much, and thanks Rimple for this nice presentation. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you so much to everyone. They have been a great audience, and thank you so much, sir, for giving me this chance of presenting
Yes.
something, and it actually boosts my this thing that I can actually speak at least something. Though I'm not very confident about speaking, or I'm not very clear about it, but yes, I'll work on it.
No,
Till my
it was great. Best try. And expecting the rank of all the students of Sambodhi. है ना, मैंने तो आप लोगों को बता ही चुका हूँ कि सबको हाथी पे बिठा के मैं प्रोसेशन निकालने वाला हूँ. तो गिव मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑल ऑफ यू. चलो ठीक है, चलो बाय बाय फॉर द टाइम.